Okay.
I can't. I didn't do it. Did I just do that? Nobody told me.
Guys,
It's
hear me?
muted. Oh my god! Sorry. Oh, everything's going wrong now. You see that?
Hello, guys.
I did it again. I muted the whole intro. Unbelievable. Come back, everybody. Come back. Okay, wait. So hey Frank, I see that there's
Yes.
now some difficulty with the camera, which I quickly gotta solve. I don't know what has going on. Camera. What is this? Why is my camera now doing weird stuff? Well, I was just telling how this is the first episode straight from the office, and yeah, here we go. Already having some issues here, and I don't really know why. Oh, it's you, of course. Yes, it's my guest Frank. Why is it not showing? Gonna fix that right now. Well, this is a great start of a first. Why is this? Oh, here we. Okay, there we go. You should fix it. Hey, there he is.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so Frank, it's so good to have you. But before we go
Yeah.
into the interview, I gotta tell everybody what just happened. So, this is the first stream live from the office. I did an amazing intro, but I have a brand new mixing panel here, and yeah, everything was muted again. I did it again. I feel really bad right now, but I'm gonna have to move on. So we have an amazing guest for you all today. He's already here. As you can see, he's calling in all the way from Vietnam, and he told me about all the amazing places that I've never seen and I really need to go to. I ask of you all the way there at home to give a very warm applause, even though he can't hear it, for our very own Frank Dang, the CSO of MetaStrike. Hey Frank, how you doing
Hello,
today?
guys. Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be here with you today, Aragon.
Okay, yeah, you're having
It's my
the
pleasure.
you're having the original Your Open Metaverse live stream experience where at the start everything goes wrong, the audio fails, and we try to make the best of it. But I'm super happy to have you here today,
Oh,
at
thank
least.
you. It's all
So,
right, man. We keep trying, yeah, and we make it work. That's the
exact,
main point. Yeah.
exactly. So, Frank, MetaStrike, tell us about it. What is MetaStrike about?
Yeah. For anyone here that haven't heard about MetaStrike or haven't knew about it, MetaStrike is the first FPS blockchain games that we are developing since 2020. What can I say is about the game is that it's a kind of mix of Counter Strikes and Call of Duties, whereas we have provides three game mode for player to play inside our games, and we really focus on a very good quality of game, a triple A quality game,
Yeah.
seamlessly gaming experience, and the earning mechanisms, and we've focused a lot on the team mode,
Mm-hmm.
where team can play and fight each other. So based on that, we win, create more tournaments, for our games, just like Counter Strike. So you can, I think you can get the basic ideas, the basic concept is that we're trying to build a very well-known FPS games, so people can play with their friends, have very good gaming experience,
Okay.
earning through the games, and even join the tournaments, and
Okay, so and just before we I just have I'm wondering, right? Because I've been playing FPS game my whole life. So what's for those people that are watching this show, right? That are not familiar perhaps yet with GameFi, but they're interested in the metaverse. What really is the difference between a game like MetaStrike and, for example, Call of Duty or Counter Strike?
so the main difference is that the way the game is operates is not like a normal traditional game where you just purchase the games, join it through the servers, and just playing it. So you have your game ready and you play it with your friends. a blockchain game, a metaverse games, it bring much more than that, where you own your weapons, you own a
Mm-hmm.
lot of items inside the game,
Yeah.
and you are the one decided what you want to do with that,
Yep.
whether you want to upgrade it, you want to make money with it,
Yep.
you want to renting it out, like uh, you want to do a lot of things with that. You want
Mm-hmm.
to keep it, you want to uh, make some things inside the games. I mean, there will be much more freedoms and a lot of more ownership for the for players. Uh,
Okay.
and remember, in the normal games, you have good skills in the games.
Yeah.
Introducing a game, yes, you rank the top one, and you feel great about it. But
Yeah.
in blockchain game, it's not just about feeling great. You
Yeah.
even earn from that. So with if you get the top ranks every week, you get a weekly prize for top rank
So,
build.
so will that mean for a game like MetaStrike that the higher skill, the more you can earn?
Yes,
Cool.
we have two type of earning mechanism here. First is
Before,
the
don't go into that yet. Don't go into that
yeah,
yet,
yeah, okay,
Frank. But
okay, man.
definitely, definitely gonna discuss that later. And I
Oh,
have loads of more questions for you. But before we go into this full-blown interview, and we're really gonna discover together, the MetaStrike and how it will change the gaming industry and how it will be another great addition to the metaverse. Quickly, I want to first go over through the news because we do that every week. For those of you that are watching that are new to State of the Metaverse, every episode has a special guest like Frank today, right? And then we talk in depth about what they're doing in the business, what's going on in the industry, but we also cover some news items. So let's dive into the news items that were really prominent in the news this week. So first off, we got this one. And if you haven't seen this one, then I don't know under what rock you have been, unless you're not really into the crypto and the metaverse space yet, and this is your first excursion there. But for those of you, for those people, Yuga Labs, the company behind the Bored Ape Yacht Club, which have been the most prominent NFTs or NFT project in the last year, they really wanted to make that next big move. So what they tried to do is they tried to launch their own metaverse called Otherside. And as part of that launch, they minted 55,000 NFTs, which were called Other Deeds, which were basically certificates to virtual land. And that failed. Well, it didn't fail, but it did result in over 200 million worth of Ethereum being lost due to gas fees as a result of failed transactions, because basically the Ethereum blockchain broke. Frank,
yes.
just curious. I'm gonna switch back to the interview screen here. But Frank, did you try to buy any other deeds?
No, I missed the KYCs. I missed the KYC.
Oh, but you wanted to.
Yeah, I wanted to. I mean, my friend got the KYC, so I just give him the monies, and he tried to gas wars and did it. But since the gas wars were crazy, even
Yeah,
though my friend was deaf, he's a deaf and he know how
yeah,
to win the gas wars, but the gas war is still very high
yeah.
unless you have some very big mining Ethereum
Hmm.
computer, so that you can go in really deep inside and you can win make the transaction before
Okay.
anyone else.
And so, did you guys manage to get any of the other deeds? Your friend, you?
Yes, we purchased through the open sea, but not
Okay.
from the minting. The minting
Uh,
was crazy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I bet.
even
I
it's around 7,000 for one, right, for one NFTs.
seven
And
thousand
that,
seven
yeah,
thousand US dollars. I hope you mean, and not 7,000 Ethereum, right?
yeah, I mean it's around 300 ape
Yeah,
tokens. Yeah, and
308 tokens. Yep.
yeah, it's 300, so it around, I think, around 6,000 or 7,000 at that time. At that
That's crazy. That's really crazy. So I'm just curious, right? What do you think that this means for the future of the metaverse and the future for GameFi?
I mean, Jugalab is a very well-known one. They did many great jobs with their projects, and now they're launching their metaverse with
Yeah.
their partners, Animoca brands, very well-known studios. Personally, for me, I have very high hope for them, so that they can did a great job. They
Yeah.
can gain a lot of attraction from people. The metaverse is going strong, and if they can really doing well, like what they did with Boy Ape Judge Club, so I
Yeah.
think we gonna see much more things for metaverse, and they can be the leaders in along with Sandbox or Decentraland.
You think so?
Uh, yeah, I think their game release quite on times with their deadlines, looking good with the art, the
You're saying
attention from
they're good
people.
with their deadlines and their art is looking really good, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, what they commit, I see that they can bring it out. The launchings, I know it quite of shadows, shadies, and it was bad.
Yeah.
However, it cannot decide the futures of a project.
Hmm.
They have a lot of new things together. The game is not even out yet, and they had a huge, attention, man. If their game can really bring some benefit,
Okay.
income for
How,
users, I think,
how do you think
billions.
how do you think that this launch and the resulting extreme gas fees, which I mean, if you look at the media around the world, right, a lot of people looked at this as a kind of a failure, the way they launched it, as a bad example. So, what do you think that means for the future of GameFi projects like this, and how can future projects perhaps avoid having this happen? 200 million in gas fees. I mean, that doesn't really feel like it's an accessible project for anybody, right? So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, for me, I have some kind of different thought from the business point of view of my own. I think totally they can avoid that. They can avoid the gas fee, but they chose to do that. I think so. It's not like I not even though I
They
don't
chose
have
to do
evidence.
so. So you mean they chose to break the blockchain? Or what do you mean?
Yes, because it brings you a lot more profits and a huge, marketing.
So you think they
You
actually
know,
did it on purpose to get all the media attention?
I mean, between a safe choice and a choice that can make you have more profit and more, well known in marketing,
Yeah.
much more well known. They choose the second options. It
I,
make me remember of all of the DeFi tokens or other
mm, yeah.
token that do a fair launch, always make people more FOMO into it,
Yeah.
and people talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, other tokens, doing their launch through Balancer.
Yeah.
Balancer is a token launch for selling for 3 or 4 days, and the
Yeah.
token price going down
Okay.
daily,
Yeah.
which people doesn't people
That's
doesn't lot me from that, but
yeah.
it doesn't make it, FOMO, the price
Yeah.
of token doesn't come up. But for
Yeah.
now you can see it, people going try to mean as much as they can, as fast as they can.
Well,
It creates so
that's
many noise in the markets, and
that's an interesting point of view. I have to say. Just for the record, of course, we're having a great conversation here, but we also have chat. So, guys and girls and non-gender people, obviously, if you are in our community chat right now on Telegram, or if you're on YouTube following this stream, please ask your questions. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat here. I'm also keeping an eye on the room back there. So if anybody, if I miss any questions, they will probably come and slap me around. Yeah. So let's see. Is there any questions in chat now? Frank, you are my man. Keep up your good work. Tien Bui. Bui. I hope I pronounced it correctly. So that's nice. I blocked on the audio is fixed. Hit it. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free. Aragorn and Frank, what will be the leading language in the metaverse? Okay, Ricardo. I'm gonna. Oh, this is Rochels. Okay, Ricardo. I'm gonna park this question for later. Right? Gonna get back to that. Cool. Well, if there's any questions later, I'll definitely get to it. So for now, Frank, you just mentioned something. You said this reminds me of DeFi, and it's interesting that you mentioned that because that kind of shimmies us into the next topic that I want to discuss with you.
yeah.
So let's have a quick look at that. GameFi is showing signs of a mature landscape. This is a report from the website Cointelegraph again, which apparently we seem to use a lot. I have to talk to my editing team. We need to get some other sources, guys and girls. But anyway, there's a very interesting graph in here, and this shows daily unique active wallets as a result of GameFi. This is from DApp Radar, by the way. It has grown over 35,000%. Now, I don't know. I have to admit that statistics is always an interesting thing, because if there was actually only one GameFi wallet in 2018 and there's 35,000 today, then that would be the equivalent of 35,000. Still, it seems like a really rapid growth. So what are your thoughts on that, Frank?
I mean, I agree with. The number showing the great side of the adoption of and the development of blockchain gaming. I follow all of the news very carefully, and especially the movement of the cash flow. So I believe where the big cash flow into which segment and industries, that's where the next thing booming. So in last year, 2021, there was 4 billions investment into gaming blockchain only. So that is huge, man.
That is huge. Yeah.
For me, I even expect a higher number than that. The number here showing great, but I think it's just the start. With the 4 billion fund pour into the gaming industry, I think there will be much more than this numbers in the futures. When we have some really good game with big tournament and can gain attraction of the world and stuff.
Because I have to say, I'm kind of surprised, because DeFi was really a big thing last year, right? And if you look at the total numbers of contributors through DApp, through decentralized applications, it seems that GameFi is really quickly catching up with DeFi and overtaking it. So why do you think that is? Is there more people that care about games than there's people that care about finance?
No, it's just like it's just everything I'm speaking here gonna be from my my own experience. So I talk to a lot of VCs and organizations and communities in my networks. When we talk about DeFi, though VCs or community, they are not really interested, and I started really realize why, because DeFi is quite difficult to understand. People just put in their monies and they forget, so they don't need to go back and check it daily. Meanwhile, game is super easy to understand. You look at the game, you know what to do. It brings you the urge to try it because it's fun, and so you can earn it. A lot of traditional funds I know in 2021, they open up 5 to 10% of their fund and pour into gaming blockchain portfolios. And the same reason, when everyone I asked them, they said the same reason. For them thinking game can really attract retailer, really hard amount of retailers, and you can earn a lot of money from retailers.
So
it's easy to understand. It's easy than price. DeFi need a lot of work on UI UX, but game is not. Even though you have a not really looking good game, but if the mechanism is okay, you can play it a lot every day.
So
just like a game.
What do you think? I got a question here from Ronald Klarenbeek. He's apparently an amazing product owner at a little company called BeamUp. His question is, what's your vision on Steam and adoption of blockchain-enabled games? Will they coexist, or will MetaStrike go to Steam? Do you think there will be a separate kind of platform for GameFi games? Or will GameFi games be going on to Steam in the future, and how would that look?
To be honest with you, I mean, if Steam doesn't open opportunity for blockchain games to go on Steam, we still have many more. When we still have many other good platforms that gonna be ready in the next 2 years to replace Steam positions. For my
like which platforms? Because you said there's many platforms. Which ones?
I mean, for my projects, we got contacted by some of the gaming marketplace.
Yeah.
So they are building some of the platforms. Do you know? I think because I signed the NDA, so I cannot share it publicly. But we got contacted, and we see many pupils that
Okay,
who has
but
um,
so
very good
I'm
user base. 4 to 5 million user base. They're ready to replace the position of Steam if Steam doesn't open up. But
okay,
if
but
Steam
okay, but
open
before,
it up,
you're saying replace Steam, right? Like that's something you can just do overnight. But
no,
Steam
no,
has
it's
been
not
working for
like
20 years to be the
I know.
leading. So how do you see that? How does that
No, I
work
mean
then?
it's not like they try to replace. I mean my English is not sometimes not really good.
That's all right.
I
No
should.
worries.
I mean they try to catch the opportunity
Yeah.
before Steam can really move into it. You can see like many just like in the car industries, many small car companies can try to produce their electricity car before the big company can release, so they
Yeah.
can win the market share beforehand.
Yeah.
So I can see many projects, many gaming marketplace. They
Yeah.
see the they see the potential. Why? Because they did the survey with their big user base, and they
Yeah.
saw that 30 or 40% already familiar with blockchain game and
Yeah.
already had their wallet ready. So why not open a platform that just similar to Steam and convert all of those players into
Yeah, okay,
a
but now you're
blockchain
saying
game?
something interesting again, right? Because you're saying why not open a platform that's similar to Steam? But over the last 10 years, we've seen every single gaming company try that. Ubisoft made Ubi Connect, and EA Games came with Origin, and now it's renamed to EA Game Platform or some stuff. There's Xbox. That have their own kind of platform for gaming, and you can get the Xbox Pass for that, even on Windows. So, but none of these platforms really made it, and Steam is still the biggest one out there. So, why would that suddenly change just because a few games are then GameFi games?
Oh, I see. I mean, it cannot change overnight, but I for myself, I never fed builder. So, I mean, if they have enough trust in their projects and if traditional company like Valve and Steam, they doesn't open up. They totally totally abandon the blockchain gaming projects.
Yeah,
Someone had to go in there and capture those potentials
yeah,
of blockchain game. Remember, there were already 4 billion fund pour into gaming blockchains, and with players showing up like that, there should be someone who capture it. I
yeah,
know they will not be as big as Steam at them in the short term, but in
yeah.
the long run, if blockchain still going well, and there will be some layer one that can work really well with gaming, so I
Hmm.
think it can be a new futures.
A layer one
um
for gaming. Maybe. What do you think about a layer one for a metaverse?
yeah,
Like maybe
that's
like like
interesting.
like like a little known platform called your open metaverse. Who knows? So
I don't
I have
know,
some
but yeah.
I have some questions from chat for you. So let's go and dive into that. So we get a copywriter who's asking, what are Frank's favorite games? So what's your favorite game, Frank? And don't tell me
Yeah,
it's Leisure Suite Larry.
I'm actually I'm a big fan of Veil. So my favorite game is Counter Strike and Dota 2.
Counter
So I
Strike and
play
Dota 2.
those.
Oh, Dota
Yeah,
2. You play Dota 2. Nice. Okay,
yeah,
Counter
yeah. I
Strike.
like I like compete things and earn money. I
I
really like
never,
that.
I never, I never. I'm gonna say something here. I'm gonna make a lot of enemies, but I never got into Counter Strike. The whole thing of hiding behind a corner until somebody comes around is just not for me.
So I yeah, but I like the game that with strategic a lot of thought going to that. Team have to boot camp, think about the new patch and update their strategies. Try to
Yeah,
win the game, and of course the reward for them is it huge. So I,
yeah,
I I love that from Vale. So I'm a
cool,
big fan of those games. Yeah.
nice, nice. I have another question for you. Machiraju Sandeep asks, "What challenges is Frank facing to develop games in the metaverse?" So, what challenges? I would say, what challenges are is MetaStrike facing?
I mean, I think I will not talk about the technologies, because the technology, of course, is difficult. But I mean, the speed of others projects, I can say, inline DeFi. Let me back a bit about DeFi and game, so
Yeah.
that you guys will be more easier understand. When you at first, DeFi is quite difficult to understand. Uniswap and their adding liquidities is quite difficult, but it's not that difficult to produce a new DeFi project. And
Mm.
there are many, 1,000, 100,000 DeFi projects have been developed and went out to the market. And each of the projects got their own audience and they educate their own audience.
Okay.
But for Metaverse, it's not that easy for projects to produce a Metaverse. It
Yeah.
consumes a lot of human resources, a lot of funding in, a lot of technologies, and unlike DeFi, where you get in 6 months you get 100,000 projects, and everyone can understand.
Oh, did we lose Frank? Frank, we got a bad connection. Give it a second. We're gonna beam
Can
you
you
back in. 3, 2, 1. You're back. Yeah,
where
go on.
where were we? Where were we? Sorry, I'm
That's
very,
okay. You're very passionate. You're very passionate.
yeah, I'm very passionate when
No, no
talking
worries.
about.
I got plenty of questions. Let's just go to the next question. Um, you were
I
answering.
mean, because the metaverse project we cannot develop it as quick as DeFi. So it's the same concept, but we don't capture enough the audience so that more user can use that and more use case can be developed for metaverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, we here at Joe Metaverse, of course, we're building a platform. We're not really building a game like you, at least not right
Mm-hmm.
now. And it
Mm-hmm.
will always be two separate things, but we're working on our agency, right? And the
Yeah.
agency will be working on these kind of projects for clients. And we already
Mm-hmm.
see now that the complexity of that, because building a completely new virtual world, bringing in all the game mechanics, thinking about how will it provide not just value to your players, but also satisfaction, right? Because nobody plays a game that they don't feel good about, that doesn't make them feel nice. So there's a lot more to think about, because DeFi, it's basically just, I'm using this because it's good for my finance. And as soon as you're
Mm-hmm.
using it and it's done, that's it. But you don't have to continuously engage people using it. You don't have to make them feel good. You don't have to give them an experience. You don't have to give them an adventure. So totally see what you mean. Cool. More questions. Let's see. Have a look. Ari Blokland. I love it. DeFi is going through a hard time for central regulators that are fighting against DeFi. Is GameFi friction-free in market development without any legacy forces against development? Holy shit. Ari, not gonna lie, man. Could you make this question any more complicated? Did you get that,
Yeah.
Frank? Okay. Let's go.
Is that more about the legal? Is that the legal in the GameFi, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when we doing it, we have to, change our white paper a lot so that it doesn't look like, our earning mechanism look like a betting game.
Yeah.
So I think you need to pay attention, so that you don't make your game look like a casino game and stuff.
Okay, so actually, Ari is asking, is it friction-free? But what you're really saying is it's friction-free as long as you're very aware of what kind of game you're building and it's not like a gambling game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's gonna be fine for people to have fun and earning at the end of their matches. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. We kind of went over time with this news topic because it kind of shimmied us into some other conversation. So I have one more question, and then we're gonna dive into the real interview about MetaStrike, because I have some other questions, but I also want to show a video to the audience. But before that, one question.
Okay.
Why do you think that there's such a high level of resistance with traditional gamers against GameFi? Because just this week, I read this article about the fact that Blizzard and Activision, which, by the way, have been procured by Microsoft for $80 billion just a month ago, they announced that they will not be doing anything with NFTs. So they're not going into GameFi. That's their promise. And the gaming community around the world was literally, throwing a party around that. And if you read the comments, everybody was completely dissing out, Metaverse. Was a lot of hate. Gamers don't want any NFTs. They don't want GameFi, at least not traditional gamers. In the West, I assume, Europe, North America. Less so in Asia, I think. What are your thoughts on that?
Do they give the reason why they hate NFTs and blockchain game that much? Do they give the reason in the comment?
Well, when I read it, I usually say stuff like that it makes no sense, NFTs, because the money is just made out of thin air. By the way, if they think that, they don't know how normal banks work. Central banks make money out of thin air all the time, but okay. Just a heads up for you gamers out there to think that. But they also say stuff like, NFTs are just another way for big companies to make more money off gamers, or it's gambling, or it's stuff like that. So what would you say to those people?
I mean, if I can have some word with them, what I can say is that take it easy, guys. Things gonna need to develop, and sometimes you are missing some chance. You can keep it with your traditional game fight. It's totally okay. Gaming industry is going great right now. Every new blockbuster really every years. But hey, we are just here trying to build a game that have equally as good in qualities at the game and bring more earning mechanism for other type of players, who in the Southeast Asia or in the Africa, who they can see it as some of their job also,
Yeah.
some new type of players inside, just not some not only some die-hard gamer fan. And even though at first you look at that from quite a negative side, but hey, everything when having new things always be looked at very skeptical and negatives. But it need time to be proven. If later on there will be a big game and can bring out a lot of benefit for users, it's time for you guys to look back at that time. But for now, I won't say anything. Just
So
let the
basically,
time.
what you're saying is, don't judge because you don't know yet, and it might be a
Yes,
great experience. So
yes,
don't get caught up in your current emotion, but at least give
yes,
it a go, give it a chance, right? That's what you're saying.
yes. I know.
Cool.
We all know the story of Bitcoin, right? We
Yeah.
don't want to repeat it, but yeah,
Yep.
that's why.
Yep.
That's
Bitcoin
why we
just
have.
keeps on coming, and I mean, if you were an early, here's something for GameFi haters out there. Think of this as the new Bitcoin. And you're gonna hate yourself 10 years from now if you're not playing a GameFi game. If you're not playing MetaStrike, you're gonna hate yourself.
Yeah,
Cool.
maybe you're gonna late for our tournament and stuff. Yeah, I don't
Cool.
know.
I have
But maybe.
let's Frank, let's go let's move on. I got more questions, guys. I see the questions in chat. Definitely gonna get back to those. But for now, I want to show you guys something amazing, because we've been talking all this time about MetaStrike. We've been talking to Frank about his thoughts on GameFi, the industry, where it's all going. But what we really haven't been talking about, we really haven't looked at yet, is the amazing stuff that Frank and his team are building. So let's go into that. Do we have any sound in this? Feels like we don't.
We don't. Should
Oh
be right.
no. Okay, wait. Why is there no sound? I love this. It's an amazing episode again. This is not very exciting. Wait.
That because of, I think the link the video we gave you.
No, the video is fine. The video is fine. It's just a little issue with me setting things up here for the first time, and forgetting about the fact that if I do videos straight out of Streamlabs, that we don't actually get the audio feed for some reason. But don't worry, I will fix it somehow. We're gonna just look it up. You know what? Here we go. I'm just gonna turn this on, turn that off, and switch back. MetaStrike, YouTube. There we go. See, no problem. Suddenly a lot more epic, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's looking... Actually, I'm going to tune the music back a bit. It does look really good. Can I ask you guys what engine are you using? Is it like... did you develop your own engine? Or?
No, it's the Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine! Love it. Best engine in the world, obviously. You know who else is working with Unreal Engine?
Sorry?
You know who else is working with Unreal Engine? You know,
You
another
mean-
company using that amazing...
You mean in blockchain?
we are using Unreal Engine for your open metaverse, Frank. That was a very painful moment. You really hurt me.
Sorry, I just get caught off, our attention.
Caught off guard.
sometimes.
Yeah, I tend to do that to people. Don't worry about it. Cool. So that's the game. So can we play it yet?
Sure. I mean, for now we are playing the open alpha for users. Actually,
So it's an open alpha. Open alpha.
Yeah, open alpha.
Okay.
So
and how do I get into the open alpha? I didn't get an invitation link, Frank. What's this? What's going on?
Yeah, because we give it for NFT pre-sale purchasers and our token
that's how it
MTS
is.
only, so that they got our communities, they got the privilege, those who really contribute to the projects, they got some of the privilege, and they and and they have to fill the form, and who had
Fill the form.
I mean, who play a lot of
I'm not
FPS
gonna
games.
lie, Frank. This all feels like just a way to keep me from playing this game because you know that I am an amazing player. I've been a fucking diamond player in Apex Legends. You just don't want me to win all the crypto money there. That's it,
No,
right?
I will send it.
Oh, he disconnected,
Few
guys.
bucks.
1 second, Frank. Vietnam is out of orbit. Just a moment. Oh, you're back.
Okay, I mean, every day we got every new feedback from those users, and we release new new version every day. So I mean, after the open alpha, you will have the best.
Yeah, can I get in the beta? I want to get
Yeah.
rich. I want to get rich playing FPS games, man. I mean, there's almost nothing I would quit my job for at your open metaverse, but if I can get rich playing FPS, I might consider it. You know?
Right. You see, that's something you can say to the the traditional gamer, right?
Yeah,
You can get rich by playing it stuff. Yeah.
that would be nice, wouldn't it? So, can you tell me a little bit? Can you tell me the story behind MetaStrike? Like, how did it happen? When did it start? Were you sitting on your balcony somewhere in Vietnam thinking to yourself, like, wow, it would be so amazing if I could just make money playing a game? Why don't I just make that game myself? Or how did this happen?
No. With so our founders, we know each other been quite a long time, because we own work in the crypto industry since 2017. My CFO built a centralized exchange in Southeast Asia. My CEOs, he worked with Decentraland to build the virtual world with Decentraland. They did some of the artwork. He did some of the artwork and stuff, and we know each other. And in 2020, when the in March, there were a big crash in Bitcoin price. Bitcoin went down to 3,000, and actually,
I remember that. It was a very painful day.
All of us didn't have much thing to do. We just buildings, and we sit down together a lot, and talk together a lot. And at that time, my CEO, who already in the gaming industry for 10 years, for now it's 11 years, he very keen on building a blockchain game, because he said that when he start building it with Decentraland, he see a very new concept that can give player much more freedom with their NFTs, much more thing that they can work on, because blockchain is decentralized. So player can contribute it toward the game, and they can earn from what they contribute to the game. And at that time, we didn't even know about AC Infinity yet. But
you didn't know about XI Infinity at all. So you were already working on this before XI Infinity went big.
Yes, XI Infinity when listed on Binance in November of 2020. We already sit down and talk in March, and we founded, we use our own funds, and we founded a team of 6 people
Yeah.
from our CEO studio. So we started to build the game um, in
Yeah.
August of 2020. And after 1 year, which is in 2021, we got the
Yeah.
game that ready. We can play it. We play it inside our game a lot. It's
Yeah.
quite fun, very fun. We're happy to go it to the next stage. We raise funds, sharing the demo with our
Yeah.
investor and we're ready to make it big because we see that we are passionate about it. We believe we still have the very big faith when
Yeah.
we have the first conversation in 2020. We do think that blockchain game gonna be a
A big thing.
revolution. Yeah,
Yeah.
a revolution in the future. In the At least in 3 and 5 years, it can be very big, and
So
we really want.
how long have you guys been developing? I mean, from the moment you started to the moment that you released the alpha, how much time was spent, and how did that go?
So it's around 1 year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah, 1 year and a half, because at first we have a very small teams, and they are not really 100% full time.
So
But when
how
we
big is the team now?
for now we got like 35 people in the
35
team.
people working
Yeah,
on this
35.
game. These are all
Yes.
developers and artists, like character artists, kind of stuff
No,
like
no,
that, or
no.
what?
For developer and artists, it's around 15 people.
Developer and artists, 15 people.
Yes,
And
yes.
the and the other 20 people?
Around, and it's the blockchain dev,
Okay.
operations, yeah, marketing teams, and and I count the founder as well. So yeah,
All right. Cool.
yeah. So we
Cool.
have a huge team of games and a huge team of blockchain as well.
Yeah. So how long do you think before the game will be completed, finished?
In our deadlines, we aim for this summer so that
This
everyone
summer.
can download and play the game. However, during the first, in January of this year, the
Yeah.
COVID in our country was very intense,
Okay.
and a lot of
And that
game,
delayed production, that
yeah,
delayed
delays.
development. Yeah. Yeah.
People take 7 to 10 days to really recover and can go back to
Okay.
work. So it a bit delay for us. I can say about 1 or 2 months, but we still on track for this summer to be released.
You're still on target. Nice.
Yeah, last
So
day I checked, and we still
in
on
the
track.
gaming industry, crunch is a big thing, right? I mean, if you listen to big gaming studios, they all suffer crunch, where developers are really being pushed to work overtime to meet
Yeah.
deadlines. So, are you seeing that in your studio? And if so, how are you dealing with that?
Um, we do. I think I can say that, but I am a very result oriented. So I myself is kind of a pussy person. I would love to get things done.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what? Did you just say that you're a pussy person? I can't say this on
No, I mean
stream.
pushing. I'm
Oh.
kind of pushing.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry, guy. Something funny.
I'm sorry. You're pushing. You're a whip. Yeah, we call that the whip here in the office. You're basically,
Yeah, whip.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
whip.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But I don't go over the lines.
No.
I don't go.
Okay.
If this week they are working harder, so next week we give them more time to relax.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Uh,
So, you know, how do you see adoption rates going for MetaStrike and P? It's a PvP game, right?
yes, it's
So it's
P2E game.
multiplayer. Yeah.
Yes,
Is
in
there
multiplayer.
any PvE part in it, or is it just only PvP?
Uh,
Only multiplayer, or is there also single player
yeah,
aspects?
no, it's the single player as well.
Oh,
We have some of the map for zombie. You playing zombies. If you don't
okay.
want to play multiplayer, you can play some of our
And you can
special
still
map.
earn if you do that.
Yes, you can
Oh
still earn
wow.
with that. You can still
Okay.
earn with that.
Do you
We,
guys
we, we
do you intend to have NFTs in the game, like unique NFTs that people can buy or trade or anything like that? Visuals, guns, skins, stuff like that?
100%. We focus a lot on our NFT because you need to have our NFT to, let's say, in the BVE's mode. Yeah, So normally everyone can play a very basic map, but with the rare NFTs or high level NFTs, you can join some special map, and with special map you can team up with your friends and then play with difficult boss, harder
Yeah.
level, higher level boss, and you earn more than that. You earn more than a normal basic map. So with special map, it require you have skills, require you to team up with your friends, require you have a good NFTs. So everything's gonna be
Cool.
going
So
piece on
so
piece.
okay. So here's a question, right? Alpha and beta players from the gaming industry will totally recognize this. So let's say, yeah, you give me access to the beta, and I'm playing in the beta. Will I be
Sure.
able to get NFTs or make stuff, and then will I be allowed to keep that if we go into retail or in the full edition? Or will I lose it? I mean, I leveled the World of
You
Warcraft character all the way to 60 in fucking closed beta. Sorry, I didn't say that word in the closed beta, and then I had to make a new one when it went live. So is this gonna happen in MetaStrike? Be honest.
No, it won't happen. I mean, if you join the beta and you earn your NFT, then you keep it. You can keep
Nice.
it,
Oh,
and
so
then you can.
I can get some real OG stuff and then sell it for like
Yes,
200 ether next year.
yes. And even in I even you can have some special price, and we can scrap your names on the gun you receive from our
Oh,
beta.
really?
Yeah, so you
I
have
can
a
have.
special.
Oh, I can have a gun called Lord of the Metaverse, or the
Yes,
hammer. The hammer. I like that one.
yes,
Cool. Okay,
yes.
so let's have a look at chat. There's some questions here.
Okay.
Where do we start? What challenge? No, we did that. Question: how does the steal opponent's NFT system work? Oh, that's a thing. You can steal
Yeah,
NFTs from your opponent.
yes, because before the team mode game start, you need to put in some things as prize for the winning team to take it. There will be a version of that. You can choose either,
Have you ever played the Division, Frank? Have you ever played the Division or the Division 2 by Ubisoft? Which, by the way, is
no,
the company that wanted to introduce NFTs, but then they didn't. But
I know,
so
I know
in the
this.
Division,
Yeah.
there's the Dark Zone, and the Dark
Hmm.
Zone is a nasty place. Well, it's lots of fun, but basically, if you're in there, you meet other
Uh-huh.
people. Like I would meet you in the Dark Zone, then
Okay.
I can just be nice to you, or
Uh,
I can start shooting you. But if I shoot you, you shoot back. And if you die, if one of us dies, you can steal the stuff of the other guy. Now I can tell you, I played that for a lot and I loved it, but it was also the most frustrating kind of game. Like people really show their dark side. If you can steal some shit from someone else by killing them in a game, people really become nasty. So
yeah,
how do you think that's gonna go in MetaStrike? I mean,
that's
imagine having an NFT that's worth like, I don't know, 1 ether, right? It's MetaStrike Super, and then it gets stolen. People are gonna jump
uh-huh.
off the roof.
Right. I mean, but in MetaStrike, our model is more like conscious. So we
Okay.
give people player the choice to much fire much that have the betting system like that. And
Yeah.
before the game start, people of the two side can put in what they start to lose, and the
Okay.
other
So
side.
if you get a really expensive NFT, you can make sure that you don't lose it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay. That's
make
good.
it the game is really much more competitive, and
So it's much safer
people
than the
really
real
want to
world. It's much safer than the real world because if I go outside here and somebody beats me on the head and they take my phone, it's nothing I can do.
right.
Okay, cool. So another question. I would consider myself a traditional gamer and I don't see myself using NFTs in games anytime soon, to be honest. That's not a question, Mark. Okay, we're gonna ignore you, Mark. That's not a question. Let's see. Other questions in here. Oh, I think we went through all the questions. Oh, wait, here. Where can we try out the open beta version in Q3 in VR? Okay, so that's two questions there. One, when can we try out the beta version? So a date and a website. And then the second question is, will you ever make it VR compatible? I think.
Yes, I think we will make it VR compatible. We already had plan, and we have a special own team to develop it alongside with our game. Uh, we aim it for the Q3, to release the first demo so other can try it. I hope we can get it on, but for now we got some. To be honest, we got some technical challenges that we want to
Okay.
overcome before we
And so,
release it.
and when will the beta version be available?
The beta version is gonna be, following shortly, in June. I
Okay,
think so.
in June, hopefully. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you out there that want to play MetaStrike, the website is metastrike.io. Right? That's correct, right, Frank? Cool.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Cool. Okay. Well, look, I love this interview, but we're coming to an end. It's 16:51. That means we have 9 minutes left. I still need to
So
round it
good.
up and do a wrap up. So, unless there's any more questions from chat, I'm going to give them a few seconds to respond. We are going to round it up and go into the wrap up. So let's see. Is there any more questions, guys? This is your chance. No questions? Okay. Well, Frank, then let me just round it up by saying that it's been an absolute privilege to have you on the show. I love the conversation about gaming. I'm a massive gamer myself, if you hadn't realized that yet. So the prospect of having a game like MetaStrike, where I can actually on Saturday when I'm chilling or on Sunday morning when I game with my friends, I can actually make a buck instead of just spend money on ordering Syrian food from the local delivery restaurant.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Sounds amazing to me. So thank you so much. I think I speak from all of your Open Metaverse team if I say that we really look forward to talking to you again in the future, potentially even collaborating. And who knows, we might bring MetaStrike to your Open Metaverse platform because we're both based on Unreal Tournament. Who knows? Is there anything that I forgot to ask you that I should have, or that you want to tell the audience that is super important?
Right. So, say to the audience is that, guys. So, we will cooperate with the. I think we're gonna have some chance to cooperate with projects just like Steam. They are trying to do it on Steam. They have a lot of user base, and we also building some of our esport team ready. So when the game release and we think that everything working fine, we will have our first tournaments, and you guys are welcome to join. Hopefully we can organize in the end of this year, so that you guys can have something to play and win in the end of the year and bring home before Christmas and stuff. So that's what I can share with you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I for one am definitely looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to that invite to the beta. Ladies and gentlemen, even though we can't hear it, I ask for a very warm applause for Frank Dang, the Chief Strategic Officer of MetaStrike. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool. And then we're coming to the end of the show. I would like to ask the whole team that's in the room behind me, guys, come over here because I fucked up the intro. And I want to have the whole team on camera with me doing some fun stuff. So everybody get your asses out of there. Come over here. I'm waiting for you. Arthur's already here. Arthur, show yourself. There's Arthur. Arthur is, by the way, Arthur is our #1 skate boy, whatever, crazy developer. He does some super cool stuff. Actually, he's working on a super cool environment. He's working on a jacket. So we get Daniel over here. Oh shit, this camera mirroring thing is so weird. We got Daniel over here, who's our founder. We got Rohan. Give it up for Rohan. We ride the Rohirrim ride. We got Sandeep over there. We got Longboy over here, which is my community manager. We got Ronald here, is the product owner, and we got Menno, who's our very own Marty Bird, laundering all the money, and we got, of course, Nikola Tesla. From your Open Metaverse team, thank you so much for joining this episode. Frank, again, thank you for being an amazing guest. We look forward to next week. I almost forgot. Okay, so what's next? This week, we got a presentation about democratizing the metaverse in the Metaverse Exploring Group on Wednesday. And we got an event on the 20th of May. Don't forget, if you're in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands, we got a live event at the Meta Portal headquarters in Amsterdam, Metamundo, together with them on the 20th of May, where we have a round table and we'll be talking about everything Metaverse. So that's going to be amazing. Daniel's going to be there for sure. Where's Daniel? He's going to be there for sure. Definitely going to ask some crazy questions. Okay, so that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, help our YouTube channel out, help the stream out. If you missed today, you can always listen to the podcast. We're going to be posting them all to Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon, whatever, everywhere. They're going to be everywhere. Oh, and last thing, we got a selfie competition going on our Discord, so go check that out. That's it for this week. Thank you so much, and see you guys next week.